Well, my little locksmith, lock-making beauties, I've got an announcement. I'm going to make a plan. Well, first of all, let me tell you where the plan came from. The plan came from the bath. Yes, I was in the bath. And yeah, I do have a bath, at least once a month, whether I smell or not. Anyway, I was in the bath and I was thinking to myself, what new locking system can I make? What new and exciting, interesting locking system can we make? What are we thinking about? Now, the general thing of a lock is a bolt, a steel, or whatever goes through into a keep into the frame. That's the general thing of a lock, isn't it? And then you secure the bar with a padlock or whatever or however. And so there are lots of variations, but it is basically the same, isn't it? So then, obviously the keys and, and then we came up with this idea with the going through the scaffolding pipe and making this lock work, didn't we? So we were thinking on the vein of making it difficult to move the lock. But nevertheless, it's still only that mechanism, isn't it? That's the mechanism point, isn't it? So bear with me. I'm going to, what am I going to do? I'm going to this is one we did earlier. I'll show you this first, then I'll give you my idea, and then I'm going to show you where I'm going to use it. So you remember this, don't you? You remember this this one that we made? It transfers through a scaffolding pole. That's going to come out a lot in our construction. The scaffolding pole goes through the wall. Inside the scaffolding pole there's a steel shaft, and then here, that's the opening and the closing mechanism on this side. So we've got it open at the minute. So just to remind you, that's what this does. We've got locks, we've got chains. If somebody's going to break into your place, they're going to come prepared for that, aren't they? But what I like about this one particularly is, here we are. Here's the scaffolding pole coming through, and here it is, it holds the door. Okay, we've got chains and all that, but they're going to know how to get through chains. But that, you see, as you pull this in, this then engages with the end of the door, and it's up high. So I'm thinking, scaffolding pole, good protection, difficult to get through. Up high. I'm thinking up high. Let's think up high. Down here, it's at waist height. Cutter, grinder, cutter, whatever. Woof, bang, bang, and they're through it, aren't they? Because they're coming prepared. Bang, bang, and they're through it. Whereas if it's up high here, it's a little bit more difficult. Higher the better. Out of reach would be better, wouldn't it? And that sort of physically secures that door. So, are you with me so far? Are you with me? We'll be coming past that way in a minute. Anyway, so I was thinking of doubling up, shall we call it. So for the sake of this demonstration, I'm going to do it this way. So imagine that's the end, that piece is that piece. That's the piece on the end of the frame of the moving gate, or the one side next to the other side. So if we have within using the scaffolding tube, and within that, probably not this because it's probably not strong enough, but we'll have that mechanism working that way. So we've got one door and we slide the bolt across, it's in, isn't it? But if there was a sneaky Reggie mechanism on the other side going in, how am I going to hold this phone whilst explaining to you what I'm thinking? Yeah, so if you did open this one, this would still hold it. Or if you did open this one, that would still hold it. So in effect, there would be a double lock. Now, I know you're thinking, double lock, what do you mean double lock? Why would you need a double lock? So come with me now then. This is where I'm going to put it and put all my ideas together. So, what we've got here is, are you with me? You haven't fallen asleep yet, have you? Here we've got here is two big gates which we secure with a motorcycle chain and a lock and another lock. But the steel frame of this goes up high, doesn't it? That goes up quite high to reach. That one not so high, but we can rebuild. We've got all this space here to build whatever we want. So within, you imagine a scaffolding tube running across top here, and a scaffolding tube running across here, and a mechanism either side, a mechanism that goes in each other. So you can't just open one and open it, you have to open both sides to open it. So the biggest problem has always been, so that's fairly easy, mounting a scaffolding tube across the top here, making an interlocking connection there. The problem has always been trying to carry that connection on and thinking about putting the lock in another location. So yeah, you could make a mechanism here and maybe hide it, but the most difficult part will be getting this gate, the mechanism on the gate, to connect through here. Let me just shut this so the wind doesn't get it. On a windy day, mechanism through here. So again, the same as that is, this opens in that building. So we could have a mechanism there running through a scaffolding tube, couldn't we? With a mechanism out here, with something here, because again, we're back to solid. We're back to, there's the post. Maybe drill a hole through a post, I don't know. Haven't thought about it yet. What do you think? So we'd have to come into this building to open this gate. Not that you're going to get much out of this gate, because, you know, what are you going to do? Nick the greenhouse and the IBC through the gates. But the fun of it is thinking about it and making it happen. Now over here is going to be a bit more difficult, because it's got the distance doesn't matter, because you're only controlled by the length of a scaffolding tube, and we've got plenty of scaffolding tube that we can work within. But it's coming through here, make a mechanism, make something in here, make some sort of a doodad on the wall there that operates this gate. That's going to need a lot of thinking, an awful lot of thinking. But whilst I was stood here thinking about it, actually it might work. Just put a hole here with a scaffolding tube through it, and just with a thread on the end of it, and just screw this gate to this wall. You wouldn't really, I was thinking about that. But anyway, this is what I'm thinking of. We do it as an exercise, don't we? We do it as stretch the brain, stretch the brain and make it work. So let's, and of course, you're only doing it, not a gate that you use every day, not a gate that you use it every week even, but we very rarely open those gates. But if you've got something and you know you're not going to open the gates for a few weeks, you're gonna want a really good secure system. Not so much this, it's a bit thin, but if that was the end, you'd put that through there on one gate, wouldn't you? And you'd have this through there on that gate. So if you withdrew this mechanism, you'd still have this mechanism in place, wouldn't you? Or in the same vein, if that was shut, that would still and then you pull this out, this would still be engaged. So you have to open the gates from 2 separate locations. Plus, you got your ordinary chain and lock and whatever on it for a sort of a. So, based on being protected by a 2-inch scaffolding pole, everything will have to work within this scaffolding pole because it's really tough to get through. And it's good thick welding, you know. It doesn't matter how bad your welding is, you're going to make that stick, aren't you? So anyway, that's the new plan. That's the new challenge. Have you got any thoughts on it? Let me know. Let me know. Send me the pictures. And have I explained it properly? Anyway, I'll let you go back to sleep now, boys. But that's next few weeks. That's what I'm going to be making.